you had this clicker that I stole from you.
Thank you, Hudson, for providing the basic overview of what EIPs are and how we have evolved it over a period of time. Now we've discussed about EIP 1, which basically documents the process. If anybody wants to propose a proposal, how they can do that, it's everything over there online. I'm gonna fast forward a few years and start talking about how we are moving forward with it. This image. I'm sure Ethereum developers may relate with this, and people who are following all core dev calls regularly may understand what this signifies. There are so many good proposals out there. Developers are proposing different proposals for the improvement of Ethereum blockchain to make sure the blockchain is running smoothly, securely, and be able to achieve all the ideas that we had in the initial days of having a decentralized community. Not possible to include all of these EIPs into one upgrade, and I know this is a challenge for coordinators. Hudson had been all core dev coordinator for a very long time.
Yeah, no, that sucked hard. I'm glad it's better now, Pooja. Let's go over why it's better.
So as we understand, among many other challenges of decentralized community, the biggest challenge was how we are gonna do these upgrades. How do we select these EIPs and what the process should look like? There were multiple proposals shared with us by the community, starting with EIP 233 by Alex Bergzazi. He is also one of the EIP editors. He shared a proposal to suggest how we should have the hard fork, which is now called as network upgrade. Later on, Afri proposed another suggestion on how we should do that. A few years down the line, when I joined, I looked into all these proposals and suggested something on top of EIP 233, like how we should go ahead and select EIPs and when we should mark it as like closing line. We cannot accept any more proposal after this because we need to get it tested and we need to get it deployed on public testnet to make sure that it would be running very well on the mainnet when it is deployed. If people are following Devcon, there was a talk by Tim Bako and Dano Farin on flight and train model of network upgrade process. Perhaps you can watch it later on. The best outcome of all these discussions were a very interesting fact, and the fact was how we should name EIPs. As people may know, Ethereum has two layers, execution layer and the consensus layer. So all the execution layer upgrades were named after the Devcon city. Starting with Devcon 0, Berlin, all the upgrades were named after that. And at the time, we were into proof of work, so we also had to look into the upgrades which were required for Ice Age. So for Ice Age, people decided to go with glaciers. You can find Muir Glacier, Grey Glacier, so on and so forth. Similarly, when Beacon Chain was launched after a year, people had to do upgrade for the Beacon Chain, and the first upgrade, they said that we are not going to stick just to city, we are going to go sky and get the names from stars. And they started getting names alphabetically. The first upgrade they had was Altair upgrade, then Bellatrix, then Capella, and so on and so forth. To manage all these chaos, Ethereum cat herders were brought into picture. We thought that we would be helping Ethereum blockchain in a way that with this chaos, we bring the minimum amount of order that Ethereum may need to move forward. We try to come up with different ideas. EIP is one of the most important ideas where we are looking into the process improvement of EIP process and network upgrade. One question that was there in everybody's mind, like how we are going to manage the standardization of EIPs as well as the network upgrade. So the first thing that was done was the splitting up of these two processes. We don't want to have it dependent. As we understand, Ethereum was growing. Many proposals were in line. Many proposals made it to the final status, but some of them could not. I'm going to talk about some of the proposals which actually helped shaping Ethereum's future, which helped shaping the process that is being done here. Most of the process-related proposals are documented as meta-E, and for them we have editors to review. So there's an EIP which I have documented to suggest editors guidelines how people can join us, support us as an editor. About the network upgrade, we already discussed there were so many proposals out there, and we are now having a proposal where we are defining how EIP can be categorized into different stages of network upgrade. You can find so many stages of inclusion right here, like proposed for inclusion, considered for inclusion, scheduled for inclusion, and that's not all about it. Yesterday we had a workshop. There is one more DFI coming for you, so stay tuned for that as well. These are our great EIP editors who have helped shape our Ethereum blockchain. But this is not all. This is just from 2019 till date, whom we have onboarded recently. There were many more editors. Hudson was also one of those. And as he mentioned, that Martin and many more people were there. Some of the editors are not active anymore, but their contribution cannot be forgotten about it, because they have worked so hard to bring us where we are today. Let's have a quick recap of magical moment of Ethereum. Ethereum started with Genesis in 2015. Then we had that DAO hard fork. Hudson talked about it. Proof of stake came in 2022. The rise of DeFi right after the ERC20 token launch, and in 2024, 4844 integration with Layer 2 projects. Here are some of the fun facts that I have collected from EIP1. EIP1, as I mentioned, is our master document that describes the process and also suggests how things should move forward. So as we know that there are over 7,000, like the current number of EIPs is over 7,000, but those are not sequential. We really do not have 7,000 EIPs. Sequential numbering started to happen from 2023. Before that, we were using different methods. We were trying to organize these things, so we came up with some centralization idea. One of those were the Fellowship of Ethereum Magician. Like people, if they want to discuss your proposal, there has to be one place where people can find all sort of information. Pro comments, against comments, specification changes, comments, and everything else. If this is something which is decentralized, it becomes very hard to identify the issue, and it becomes too late to fix the specs before it goes on to the mainnet.
So one quick thing, the external link one, which was basically like the longest GitHub discussion I've ever been in, that was the most heated, not most heated, but it was like, hey, we shouldn't have people doing external links because they could expire. And then everybody had a very strong opinion for a year and a half. Some of these take a year and a half to get through. That's why decentralized governance is really hard, but really worth it, because we end up with stuff like this.
Right. The EIP 5757 is something that is helping out with the addition of permission for the external link that authors can add. I was talking this morning with an ERC editor, and he was having so much concern that I cannot make an EIP without adding an external link. So this is the way to get your external links in. Here are some more fun facts for you, as you may understand that not all EIPs make it to the final status. Some of them are stagnant, some of them are withdrawn, many of them are in process, but at any point of time we have around 25% of proposals which are into final status. I would like to highlight the last chart on your right side. Maybe you can look into that. We have received the highest number of drafts in 2024, and the purple line, 52% of them were ERC. So our editors are doing an incredible job of managing all these pull requests and merging them as drafts. Let's have a quick look at my vision of seeing this standardization process and network upgrade process. I would love to see this process go automated as much as possible. Right now, sequential numbering is happening, but it is happening with the help of manual intervention. Someone has to allocate this number. I would love to GitHub bot do that, and most of the review process being managed by the GitHub bot we can create as much as possible. It would be nice to keep a track of implementation, because that is very important. The standard we are creating is being implemented by different projects. Similarly, on upgrade side, we would love to have a fixed cadence, if it is possible at all. I know it's challenging, the community comes up with different ideas every other day, but it would be nice to know when we should be expecting an upgrade. So this is my dream. I hope one day we get over there. We are looking forward to have a better process for brighter Ethereum. Thank you everyone for coming out and listening.